Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Do Bonsai. I'm Scott Winard. Today is Saturday the 17th of July. It's just after 5 in the afternoon now. We've been at it for most of the day. I've not been recording it because it's been arduous and long and boring, and things going down and up and down and up, and it would have been not much point in trying to record all of that. But I'll give you a quick cap of what's been done, and then we'll carry on from there. So yesterday I was out here and we created this little shape bit here, which is going to straighten up the edge, which, looking from the wall, you can see there it comes in, so the point is narrower at the top than it is down the bottom. So this bit that's been screwed in to position is straight as far as the side of the polycarbonate until it gets to this point, and then the polycarbonate will need to be cut, taking the corner off, and then it can be sat down and in position. We cut this piece of timber with an extra piece of timber behind it to give it an edge for the edging piece to go on, and I'll get up and show you that now. So the white bit that you can see there is the edging strip, and it goes all the way up to the top. It's quite tight to the wall, but what we are going to do is put a line of beading of silicone down that joint, just to make sure that we don't get excess water dribbling down. And then all of these edges have been cut with a small overhang. We've got the edge timbers that just want screwing down and in place to form this edge, and then underneath here we will put the gutter in, and the guttering will go all the way down to the end of the wall there, and then this side of the wall will be smartening up and hiding the guttering etc. for the neighbours, just to keep their side nice and clean and tidy. But the edges are pretty straight all the way down there, so with all these pieces knocked into position, that will close off the outside as the polycarbonate goes down onto the top. And you can see down the top there, they are all sort of in position, just waiting to be fixed. We've also, you can see the rubble on the top of the wood timber there, chopped into the second brick above. The reason we went for the second brick instead of the third as originally planned is the lead flashing was only available in 150mm, which meant there was 50mm or just 50-60mm above where the polycarbonate's going to sit, and then the rest of it will sit over the polycarbonate on the flat edge, giving it that weather shield. And then we've got to work around the pipe there, but that's going to be a bit of excitement to sort that out. But the channel for the mortar has been taken out all the way down, so I think my next job is to remove all the dust and debris from the rails here, and then start slotting in small sections of lead flashing. We'll probably put it a piece per polycarbonate with a bit of an overlap, and we'll just dress it in at the edges, seal it, and then overlap, and then continually overlap as we progress down, because we'll only be able to dress it in as we put the polycarbonate in. Once the polycarbonate's in position, we're not getting back up here to be able to dress it in. So it's got to be, the lead flashing's got to go in, it's got to be re-mortared, and then we can start slotting in the polycarbonate. Down the bottom end we've got a few bricks to put in on the top of the wall. That's the cut off bits from the overhangs that was overhanging the next door neighbours. So we've got this bit of wall here which just needs the bricks. You can see I've put 3 bricks at the top there, and it needs a row of bricks putting in here. So I'm going to get the mortar for that and for pointing up there. So that's our next job. Let's crack on. So I've got a tube of frame silicone, the Evo stick stuff, and I'm going to put it into my gun, and we'll just put that into place. We'll cut the end off with my Baco Stanley knife. There you go, it's wanting to stick to me already. And then we'll just screw the nozzle into place. And then normally there are some shapes, lines on the nozzle tip to cut it down to, but there isn't. So I'm just going to do a steady 45-degree cut, and then I'll use that as my line for going down the edge. So I'm going to jump up now. I'm going to get some ladders, jump up now. So we'll go up and do the first bit, and then we'll turn around and do the back end. So that's the first half sealed up. I've used quite a bit of that tube actually, but it's put a lovely sealing up there. I'll just get this washed off my hands. I did the old lick your finger and take it down the edge, so a bit of tissue and this will be off. So I might want to use some of this in the future, and I don't know when that'll be, but in the meantime what I'll do is put a screw into the end of the nozzle, and then when I come to take it out, it should help the silicone that was in there should stay relatively fresh as long as it's not too long, and taking the screw out will give a path for that silicone to come through. So that's in there. Our next little task is going to be to cut some probably metre long lengths of flashing, create a little probably 5mm or just over 90-degree lip on the end, and get it slotted in all the way down, and then we can see about getting it locked into place with some, you take some small strips of lead flashing and you fold them over on themselves and you knock them into the joint to hold that flashing in place while you get your mortar replacement. So we've got 3 rolls of 150mm flashing. Each roll weighs 9 kilograms, and being small it's quite awkward to use and handle. So what we're going to do is cut it down into metre lengths, and we'll go on one at a time in between the struts up there, putting a metre's worth in and overlapping it at both ends. So we'll start down there. That'll be less than a metre, to be fair, and then these are 920 centres, so the overlap should land this side of the timber each time, and then obviously when the polycarbonate goes on we'll be able to work the bottom part in and put our sealant on, because you have to seal the lead flashing also. and there's obviously quite a gap between to reach over and push your lead flashing into place. It's going to take a while, but it's going to have to be done quite quickly to make sure that it's done right. So we've got 3 rolls. We'll put a couple out of the way. We've got our Stanley Fat Max tape measure and some tin snips to cut the lead with. So we'll get our first roll. See where the tape goes to. So I've had to go and grab the Baco utility knife, and that's it. We've got our flashing started, and I've been up and measured that first gap, and to get our desired overhang to this side of the polycarbonate, we're looking at about 900. So we'll measure that out. 900 comes to there. So I'll just put a mark in that with my knife. You might be as well cutting this with the knife. Let's have a look. I don't think I will, because I don't want to ruin the knife. So I've got some line there of where we need to be. I'll just lift it up and cut that with our tin snips. Just keep bending it along the line of the snips. That's it. So that's the first bit that's going to go in place. So we'll see if we can get the tape off. I do have some label remover upstairs. I might have to go and get some of that. In fact, I think I will, because I don't want this tape on there. The blue tape looks like it's going to come off okay. Yeah. You see the exposed flashing is a different colour to what's underneath the tape. But I'll go and get some of my label remover and we'll just get these labels off, because I don't want them on there. So the label remover that I use is Servicol label remover, and it works extremely well. Spray it onto the label and it just soaks in and does its business. That was quite a lot, but it doesn't take too much, and then it doesn't take too much to for it to start working, and then you can scrape it off with almost anything. I've got some wedges of wood here that we've been cutting off during the day, and I should be able to just use the sharp edge of a piece of wood, to be fair. Maybe I just need to leave it a little bit longer. But you end up being able to lift most of it off. A little scrape with your finger and then it comes off. So I was attacking it from that side, and then this side it's just pops straight off, and there you can go. You see it's lifted straight away, and then the straight edge of the wood just clears it off. I'll stick to peeling because the wood seems to have scratched it a bit there, but this is only going to be the underside anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. But we'll just give this a peel and see if it wants to come away. And it's amazing. A minute ago it wouldn't come off, and now it's got through the paper and broken the stickiness of the label, and it just drops off. Really good stuff, Servicol. They make lots of other things. They make oils and lubricants and all sorts of things. It's really, really good. Right, what we need now then is a straight edge to knock our 90-degree angle on. This seems as good a straight edge as any. And all we need to do is get our edge, and then we can tap the 5mm lip, or there or thereabouts. So we'll get our edge to sort of where we think we want it. That's about right there, that's about right there, and then we'll just tap it over. Again, it doesn't matter what you use. The main thing is being able to get the 45-degree, sorry, not the 90-degree angle on the flashing. This is where I wouldn't have minded me live edge not being so live on there now. But we'll put the timber on that side of the wood, get another piece of timber between it, and we'll make it work. There's lots of different ways of making this work, and everybody has different ways of doing it. I've seen many different ways, and I've already used a couple of methods while we've been here. I just need to get this other edge on the go now. So that's not too bad. Get our two pieces together again. So that's pretty much given us our 90-degree angle to work with up there. Now the next issue is it comes down 30mm, something like that, and then hits the top. So we need to create a curve in the flashing also. So, but this lead is very malleable, bends really well. So we'll create what we need down at low level, and then we can slot it in and use a soft mallet stroke hammer or whatever we've got to get it into some uniformity. And we'll cut off some strips and get them bashed in the joints to make them fit. Okay, so we're back later on in the afternoon, early evening, and we've got two pieces of flashing in up there at the moment. We've managed to get round the pipe, and then the flashing is in and locked into the brickwork, but it's still going to be malleable to be able to, you know, mold down and put on top of our polycarbonates. I'm going to call a halt to it here at this junction. So we've only got two pieces at the moment in position, and that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we'll bend in another 5 pieces, and then we'll get the mortar replaced and fit the bricks over on the other side, and then we can start thinking about fitting the polycarbonate hopefully tomorrow afternoon. It depends on how the mortar sets, allowing us to move the lead flashing. So once again, for Let's Do Bonsai, I'm Scott Winard. Have the best of the rest of your day. If this is the end of your day, then have a great tomorrow. If you do go outside, make the most of it. You know, be kind to others, animals and the planet. Wear a mask if required. And as always, I'll see you again in the next one.